Okay, hello. So, been trying to make some improvements to my little setup. This is Dr. Garrett of Naturopathic Medicine of Southern Arizona. My website is nutritionrestored.com. I consider myself the nutrition detective, and what I do here is called nutritional restoration. So, working on getting a big new website that will have all the research and the logic and the philosophy and all this stuff behind what we're doing. So, today we're going to talk about methylated folates and why I don't really think they're a good idea for everyone, but like vitamin D supplements, everybody out there seems to be, who's into the alternative world, seems to be taking them. Once in a while you'll hear good stories, they're usually short term, and then a lot of times people will be so dumbfounded as to why they took methylated folates, Deplin, 5-MTHF, all these things, and they didn't feel good. So I get to tell you today why. Methylation is a whole big process in the body. It's huge. It affects everything in your body. It's simply putting on and taking off methyl groups to things. DNA methylation, histone methylation. There's all sorts of methylation everywhere in the system. It's a very important process to your health. And if you have methylation issues, you probably have health issues if you've never dealt with it. I'm going to go over methylation in another video. Undermethylation, over-methylation, how we figure it out. It's very important to figure it out. So if you're not working with somebody who figures it out via blood tests and reactions to things versus the people who are trying to do it with genetic testing like 23andMe and that stuff, the genetic testing is going to leave you lacking and you're going to be upset and you're going to be disappointed. And you may have already been disappointed by it. Maybe that may be why you're watching this video right now. So methylated folates. Let me give you the basics here of why the logic that we use, and I'll go over a couple of supplements that aren't going to work so well for people, including the methylated folates, and why they don't, and why they may have seemed great at the start, and then they turned bad. Okay. Generally based on the work of Dr. William Walsh, brilliant, brilliant mind, about half the population of the people he tested are balanced methylators. So there's half of the pie left, right? You got half the pie. And then 2/3 of that pie, which is about 33%, is undermethylators. They don't methylate fast enough, and they could use more methyl groups. And then 1/6 of that whole pie, about 16.6%, is over-methylators. They methylate too fast. They don't want more methyl groups. They're doing all of it too much. So there's doing it too little as the undermethylators, doing it too much as the over-methylators. So undermethylators like things that's methyl, folate, methyl gives that away. Methyl groups on it. So undermethylators would love the methyl groups. Overmethylators don't like the methyl groups. Okay. Folates, all folates, folic acid, folinic acid, calcium folinate, methylfolates, all of them tend to slow down methylation. Okay, go Google folate slow methylation. Go out and do it. It's folate, folic acid, all those slow down methylation as a whole. Okay? So if you have methyl groups, giving methyl groups would be great for an undermethylator. Folate, in Walsh's terms, folate deficiency was synonymous with overmethylation. Okay? Giving folate to an overmethylator would be a good thing. So we got methyl groups are good for undermethylators. Folates are good for overmethylators. Hope I said that right. I always get confused. I keep saying over and under, and I got to keep it all straight. Methyl groups would be good for undermethylators because they could use those. Folate would be good for overmethylators because it slows them down. You mix the two, you have a methylfolate. Which type is that good for? Neither of them. eventually, even if let's say you give an over-methylator the folates and they feel good at the start because they're getting more folate because their body really wanted that. Over time, the methyl groups are going to mess them up. You give an undermethylator methylfolate. They love at the start they may love the methyl groups, but over time the folate slows them down. If you did some sort of methylation program and you felt amazing at the start, amazing, and 3 days, a week, a month later, everything hit the fan and you felt terrible, you were given the wrong stuff. It's a weird phenomenon that when with methylation stuff, sometimes if you give people the wrong methylation stuff, at the very start they feel amazing, like almost like a drug effect. And then the bad parts catch up with them. Okay? So, methylated B vitamins, they're going to have methylfolate in them. If you ever took a methylated B complex and you felt great at the start and then you felt terrible after a while, that's what's going on. Something in there, probably the folate, caught up with you. So just know, if you've done a methylation program, let me tell you about another supplement that'll mess people up. I saw this the other day on the place I order from. They had trimethylglycine mixed with folinic acid. Trimethylglycine gives methyl groups, 3 methyl groups. Folinic acid slows down methylation. Too many of the people out there in the methylation world don't understand. They want to give everybody methylation related things. They don't understand methylation enough to give the right thing. Like, you don't want to, here's an example. You want to drive a car. The gas pedal, pushing on the gas pedal is important in driving a car, and pushing on the brake pedal is important in driving a car. You don't push them both at the same time. You don't give things that speed up methylation and things that slow down methylation at the same time. This is the mistake that too many people out there are making. If you are treating yourself on methylation based on MTHFR-only or based on a couple of genes, I think Dr. Walsh said there was 24 genes that they have right now that affect methylation. 24, and you've got somebody treating you based on 1, maybe 2. If it hasn't ended well, here's the thing. I always go by results. If you got great results with it, awesome, keep doing it. If your results have been lackluster or the opposite of what you were hoping, maybe you're doing something wrong and you could fix it. The folate thing, methylated folates, or taking things that are methyl donors and also taking folate, is not going to end well. Folic acid can be used very well in over-methylators, and I know that the crowd out there, the MTHFR crowd out there, basically hyperventilates whenever you talk about folic acid. But folic acid can actually work very, very well in over-methylators. It doesn't work well in undermethylators, and there's twice as many undermethylators out there as there are over-methylators. So, balanced methylators, they could go either way. But methylated folates, if you've ever tried them and you didn't do well, now you know why. We'll talk more about methylation and how I assess it. Now that you know this, if you want to work with me on assessing your methylation through using your history of what you've taken that's felt good and what hasn't, whether it's medications or supplements, that can tell us a lot about your methylation. There's other symptoms and patterns that can give us a good indication of your methylation patterns. There's things that, I don't go so much by symptoms. I go by, there's the blood test, whole blood histamine we use as an indicator of overall methylation status. We're thinking about the whole body here. We're not just talking about one gene. As I used an analogy the other day to a guy, we were talking about, he was a baseball player. We were talking about, you would never assess a baseball player or assess a team, a whole team, and how good they are by looking at how fast one guy ran. You don't look at one gene in a new epigenetics is still a new field. I don't care how long you've been doing it. Maybe you've been doing it 20 years. 20 years is still a super new field in genetics. Like think of how long you have to watch in genetics. So you don't judge a team based on one guy's single physical attribute. You don't judge methylation based on one gene. You got to judge it by the whole system, how it functions, how it's shown you how it functions, what's helped it, what hasn't. The blood test, the whole blood histamine can give us a very good indicator, and we use all of that. If we try something and you don't feel good on it, or things seem to go haywire the wrong way, that tells us something. Then we go, oh, well, we shouldn't have gone right, we should have gone left. But now we know it's okay if we have people watch for it and they immediately watch and they go, I didn't feel good on that. The two things we watch for with over-methylation, we watch for people to feel utterly amazing, like things like my wife is an over-methylator. And when I gave her the wrong things in the past because I didn't know about this, she would get giddy, smile, giggle, just have more energy for 3 days. And then it would all fall apart and things would go opposite. So when people feel amazing for a couple days, a week, a month on new methylation related things, it's gonna probably go bad. And you watch for that. Or if people start it and they immediately feel bad, they're not gonna get better on that stuff. The bad reaction is just really just dependent on the person as to how quickly it comes on. So that's my thing for today. I wanted to do a quick video. I'm trying to get out one of these every day, trying to improve it every day. So if you guys like it, make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell so it'll notify you when I do these live streams. I'm trying to do one every day, hopefully around this time, which is around noon Arizona time. So we're not on daylight savings, so we don't switch when everybody else switches. But anyway, this is Dr. Garrett Smith of nutritionrestored.com. If you want to work with me, contact me through the website. Contact Julie, she's amazing, and we would be glad to help you figure out the methylation problem that you may have once and for all. And if you've tried a methylation program and it didn't work out, and everything you seem to take, you react the opposite to it, you definitely want to contact me because I know exactly what's going on with you and I know what other people weren't able to figure out. So anyway, in terms of the methylation, that's what I'm talking about. Over-methylators are unique, challenging people to work with. And once you get them right, oh man, it works. So anyway, I hope to see you here again on the live stream sometime, and I will talk to you all later. Okay.